So the first principle says this: though everyone is destined to fully realize all 7 chakras, each individual is most identified with one chakra perspective and essence. This major identification with one chakra forms one's basic personality type. So this is quite simple. It says, ideally, as a human being, all of us are meant to fully realize the 7 chakras, all of their challenges, all of their qualities, all of their spiritual power and psychological understanding. None of us can escape it. We cannot say, oh, I only like the heart chakra, and to open the heart and things like that. This is very nice, but nobody can build a building starting from the 4th platform, 4th floor, right? Try to do that. Maybe you would be the first one to succeed. We all, or just to build the foundations for a building and then to leave it like this. So the worst, I guess, is to build the 7th floor, the penthouse, without any kind of infrastructure. So, which, by the way, the 7 chakra personality type always tries to do. But I will be tempted from time to time to add this, but it's good to anyway get used to this language. So each one of us has to go through all 7 chakras to bring all 7 chakras into full flowering. Period. But we still have some kind of specific and special perspective, right? And this is very clear. It's like if somebody, we can see it, by the way. Wait, I need to be slow. Go slower. Sorry. If we look at spiritual teachers, along the history, each one speaks of God or reality, and for some strange reason, each one is very different. They say essentially one thing, but it seems like they experience or interpret or give meaning to their realization in a different way, right? So we can have like Rumi. You know Rumi? The great Sufi poet and mystic. And he has a very distinct way to experience the divine. And then we have, let's say, Gurdjieff. You know Gurdjieff? Or take Osho. Or take Krishnamurti. Or take Ramana Maharshi. And the reason they have a different experience or interpretation is because each one belongs to a different chakra personality type, which means that the divine light goes through them, but then it is let's say expressed as one ray of light and not as the full spectrum. And this is not bad. This is beautiful. That's why we have different expressions of the same experience. You see? So, in that sense, the chakra personality type is all about worldview or the way we experience life. What center in us is aroused the most, and and is the major one that gets in touch with reality. So we need our task in this course, not a difficult task, mind you, is to get to know, first of all, what is our major way of experiencing reality. What is most natural to us. And this will constitute what we can call the major personality type. But this is not the whole of it. So now, the second principle says identification with one chakra perspective is measured by our basic constitution and most fundamental attractions and passions. It is unrelated to whether we are balanced or unbalanced in certain chakras. So the personality type has nothing to do with, I don't know, let's say that we are in a period of needing to learn what love is. Then we can say, oh, I feel the heart so much, probably this is my personality type. It's not about that. Personality type is about the way we meet reality and the way we can use this capacity, this special way to fulfill our destiny and to make the best of our constitution. Now, very soon in this course, the talk will be very humorous. This is why I started by saying that it is a very colorful type of course. It's because when I start talking about personalities, we all begin to identify. We see exactly the way we behave or the ways we think, or we see the ways our friends behave, our partners, our children. Then we say, oh, okay, a second chakra type, hopeless. What? Okay. Yeah? Yeah. Thank you. And it is good that we will have this kind of humor, because through this new language we will keep practicing this this capacity to recognize and then to know what to do, how to act upon this recognition. So we all need to balance all the 7 chakras, but this has nothing to do with this course. Third principle. The personality type becomes more unique as we realize that each individual has also one secondary chakra type and another which is a supportive chakra type. It's like the trinity. Yeah. This combination of 3 chakras, major, secondary, and supportive, is the so-called complete personality. To make things simpler, we talk about 42 personality types, major and secondary, meaning we don't talk about we don't differentiate that much. That will take us ages. So, but the most important thing is to recognize our major. But then we also need to recognize our secondary. Secondary means that it is a chakra perspective, a chakra experience that in a way supports or complete our major. So, because of course we're not only divided into 7 types here in this room, and I'm wondering what types of personalities are in this room. But we're also we have a more distinguished characteristic, and it is important to understand it, because only in this interplay between the 3 forces in us we really manage to understand. Now 4, we can recognize our 3 chakra structure by studying the major ways of thinking, behavior, and reaction which are typical of each type. We can also be helped for this by questionnaires and experts in the field. Basically, when I will sit with you, like for example in the next meeting, and start describing the first chakra personality type for 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is you will see, we'll talk about the structure. You will all know after 1 hour and 20 minutes if you are a first chakra type. It's not difficult. It's not like, oh, am I? Is it my inclination? Is this how I behave? It's very, because there are specific key qualities and ways of behavior that make it very clear. You are meant to, through my description, you are meant to simply very easily and effortlessly feel yourself, find yourself. It's like, yes, this is exactly how I see the world, how I feel it. This is my way. But we also have some questionnaires that I will present at a certain point, and you can also be helped, for example, by me to get, let's say, the stamp, a final confirmation of so you can really come out as this personality type before your family and things like that, and make it really public. Like, hello, I'm Shai, and I'm a major 6 chakra type and secondary 5th, which is true, by the way. And anyway, only 6 chakra types take the trouble to make all these annoying models all the time and to create structures, laws of universe, and arrange everything in an obsessive way. Sometimes that people like, and sometimes that people really find troublesome. Good. So, 5th principle: each chakra type possesses naturally positive and negative qualities, excesses and deficiencies. The excess is the result of an overuse of the tendencies of this type. So, now, what is my job here? Is to make you fall in love with all chakra types. Because sometimes, when we listen to about, when we are a third chakra type to hear about the first chakra type is like, these guys. What is their story anyway? So, but it is, for me, very essential to make us all feel the beauty, the necessity of each chakra type. Because only when we take all of them and gather all of them can we have a real society, culture, a harmony of forces and influences and inspirations. So that's why I will describe positive and negative. But I want us to embrace each one. Now, each one of the types has a certain axis which is always connected to the type, you see? For example, if a third chakra is ambitious, then they will be too ambitious. If they have a tendency of inner fire, they will have too much fire. If 7 chakra types are dreamy and spacey, they will always be too spacey. So, and this will reflect in their physical imbalances too, you see? There will always be psychosomatic diseases that are related. And we need to understand all that, because understanding, when you recognize that your chakra type and you know how to stop, to restrain your excesses, then you're really opening a door to health and balance and peace. Now 6. 6th principle. Each chakra type has wonderful gifts that should be recognized. None has it all, and we are all open systems. Yet, as this type, we are needed in any life structure to give others what is most natural for us. So, none has it all. Sometimes, we chakra types, they have a certain pride. Like the 4th chakra types, if they see who feel that love and relating and emotions, they are the most important thing in the world, they look down to other types. And they think they got the key to the mysteries of the universe. That's it. What are these guys talking about? Or their 2nd chakra type with the here and now, like being in the moment and enjoying and so on. What are all these guys up there doing? Wasting their life, being over serious. So each one thinks they are like the geniuses of the universe, especially the 6 chakra types, by the way. They are completely, let's say, self-content, but and often arrogant. So it is very important to understand none of us knows, holds the key. Each one of us has a key. We have 7 keys, and we need to be inspired by all other types. This creates a lot of humbleness and listening, the capacity to listen. 7. Each chakra type has an ideal way of life, ideal physical and spiritual practices, and ideal work in order to bring out the best of this type. And I'm going to be very specific. The discussions here are not abstract at all. And we are going to enter very small details, which are very unnatural to my type. Because 6 chakra type, they usually are always over abstract. And it is very good for me because it's a grounding activity, life-related, good for 6 chakra types. So, in order to maximize the realization of our potential, we need to tune in and to adjust our lifestyle. So for that, there will always be instructions, guidelines, recommendations. 8, at the same time, each chakra type has an ideal way of life, ideal physical and spiritual practices, and ideal work in order to balance the excesses of this type. You see? So remember what we said at the beginning. We need to learn how to fulfill potential, but also how to restrain our, let's say, overflowing nature. Okay? Good. 9. Each chakra type could reach its highest manifestation, expressing this chakra perspective in its maximal potential. We can learn about higher manifestations of chakra types from famous chakra type people who set an example for all. So each chakra type has their hero or heroes, like those models who really made it, who took their capacity, their wondrous capacity to experience life in a specific way and fulfill it in a maximal way. They flowered as this chakra type, and when we learn from them, we can get a great inspiration to know how we too can rise as our own chakra types. That is why, and we'll talk about it after the break, we will have every second meeting something like 1 hour and 20 minutes just dedicated to a certain model. To learn this model, to get in touch with a being that is basically like a symbol of the chakra type.